welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game. World champ himself, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We got the one and only, the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend and icon to the Call of Duty scene. Give it up for Patrick Price Eggs. And then, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Pat, welcome to The Flank, brother. We missed you yesterday.
I've been here 3 years now, Tom. So.
Well, you know what I meant, Pat. We missed you yesterday.
I appreciate it.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was tough. It was work, my birthday, a lot going on. Tough to get out here, but y'all had a good show. Y'all had a good show without me. But now we're here. I'm back. We're going to have a better show.
Pat, I got to ask you, what did you think about the Toronto loss yesterday, man?
I mean,
People want to hear your opinions, bro.
It happens, Tom. It happens. Plenty of teams make loser bracket runs. I'm not worried about that. I'm actually glad they lost. I really am.
You're glad they lost?
Yeah, because I think it gives them the composure that they need. They already got past losing at this event. Think about it. They already got past it.
Why'd they need to lose, though?
I'm just saying, like, think about Toronto. They've lost before, and we've seen what that happens.
That is true, and teams do be coming through losers and getting that momentum.
That pass, so I'm okay with it. I think they're still winning, Tom. I'm
you think
confident.
so, Pat? You're confident?
Yeah. After what I saw today, oh yeah.
All right, Pat. Sam, what did you think of the day today? How you doing? You doing all right,
Great,
Sam?
bro. It was a great day today. We had a bunch of game 5s.
Oh yeah.
We won't talk about one of them, but yeah, it was a good day.
It was a good day. Matches were crazy today. Duarte, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm glad that we have actually had a very entertaining event. Now the final thing that we need is just another obviously good day tomorrow, but then we need a banger grand final because I feel like this season's been really good. The one thing that's been lackluster is those grand finals. So I'm hopefully, you know, with the way these matches have been going this weekend, we continue to have amazing games because I've been entertained.
Yeah, for sure. These matches have been fucking crazy. What about you, Benjay? How you doing?
Good day, and I agree. I mean, it's been a really interesting tournament so far, and I think there's 5 teams that can win this because I actually still believe in Thieves actually making a little bit of a weird run here, but I'm excited for tomorrow. We have 5 matches tomorrow. I'm excited to dive into recapping today's action.
Yeah, no, let's hop right into it. We have a lot of matches to go over, and we'll take a look at tomorrow's matches as well and see what's going on. But the first matchup of the day, we had the Miami Heretics going up against the Seattle Surge. Let's switch on over. This one ended in a 3-2 finish in favor of the Miami Heretics. I'm going to take a look here down below. You can see that Seattle was able to win the first hard point and the second hard point, but when it comes to those S&Ds and controls, Miami was able to get the better of them. So a NYSL series coming in from Miami. We'll take a look here at the stat sheet, and you can see it's Real, it's Vickle, both negative there. I feel like you don't see that from Real a lot. He's been kind of struggling a little bit, I feel,
having a bad tournament
compared to how he's been. And then on the other side for Seattle, I mean, Abuza with a 1.06. You have Hook with a 1.03. But you have 04 and Brezzy negative here. I think 04, at least in my opinion, I felt like he struggled in respawns a little bit this event. He just wasn't looking like the 04 we saw him online, but
Donut today.
Yeah, he had the donut. He did have the donut in the S&D as well. But what did you guys think about the series? I mean, Sam, we'll start with you. Seattle, they fall short, and they're going home.
Yeah, it was pretty much the exact most predictable series, I think, of all time. Miami is just a clear-cut better Surge team. I favored Seattle in the hard points, and that's exactly what happened. Real did have, up to this point, not a great event, but he had an insane play in the Game 5 to pinch and close it out. But, yeah, I mean, this series was exactly how I predicted it to be honest. Yeah,
for sure. Ben, what you fixing his mic? Yeah,
Just keep it going.
Yeah, it was kind of out a little bit. Pat, what'd you think? Seattle, they come out and they lose. They get nezzled here by the Miami Heretics, and they get cut out of the tournament. You see Lucky there, your man of the match.
Well, I can't see that, Tom, because it's way over there.
Yeah, sorry. We should probably put it up there.
Yeah,
I'll get it up there for you guys. I'll get it up there for you guys.
But yeah, no, I mean, I was never high on this Seattle team. I told you guys that from the get-go. They were a solid team, but it doesn't surprise me that they were beat here by the Heretics. Although I didn't like Vickle's celebration. I thought that could have been better. I don't know.
Wait, Hobby ran around the whole stage 3
but
fucking
he just
times.
did this. He could have done more than just this.
What, you wanted to hit a Suey on like the fucking stage?
Yeah.
Like,
I just need a little bit more. I want him more animated up there. More animated. But
I mean, he is leaning into it. I will say.
No, it's good. It wasn't bad. It was just I wanted more.
He is for sure.
But yeah, I mean, Good series. I just think, you know, it was end of the road for Seattle, and tomorrow is going to be the end of the road for the Heretics.
You think so, Pat? You think this is the last we're going to see Miami?
Yeah. They did what they had to do, though. They got to win.
They did get a win.
They get a win.
They did get
Top
their win.
6.
They didn't get last.
What'd you think, Ben? What'd you think of the series?
I thought it was, when I saw the map set, I'm like, this is an insta game 5. These teams have always played each other pretty close. Surprised in the way that it was pretty convincing hard points from Seattle, but you know, the Seattle control roles kind of came back to bite them in this one. Clinical S&Ds from Miami, you know, it's kind of weird that it's kind of flipped now. Seattle was that clinical search team at the beginning of the year. Now Miami is that clinical search team. We can take searches even off of better teams. I think it was a good run for Seattle, but as we watch this sort of game 5 here, classic retake on the B side, and they pinched in. I think Seattle's an interesting spot going forward. We can talk about it in a bit, but do you think, Pat, you think this was not enough?
I like that. I like that. No, I like that.
No, he did 3 laps.
He did what you did,
Yeah.
Pat.
The camera just
He was
showed
doing the
more.
Adam Assault, though.
No, Pat, he literally did exactly what
you're
you
a
did. He,
moron.
as soon as the game ended, he flipped his headset off,
I
turned
like
around,
that.
and shushed
I
the
like
crowd.
that.
I mean,
just-
that's,
I didn't
that's
do
great.
the shush, though. I did the I can't hear you. You know what I mean?
You did do. Oh yeah, you did do that. I
Yeah.
can't hear you. You're right. You're
I
right.
just want to tip this Miami team of grinding through the wall in the middle of the season. I think the rail move has changed, and the nice thing is that it's not really been a rail hard carry at this event, especially Metals, especially Lucky have played really, really well.
100%.
And, you know, look, Miami have an opportunity to get top 4 at this event, which, considering that they're probably going to keep the majority of this roster next season, it's something to build upon with the squad.
Chris, what'd you think of the series?
I mean, you guys pretty much covered the main points, but the one thing you guys didn't really cover is that Seattle honestly should have won this game 5. They were up 5-3, and they ended up in that 5-3 round. That round, they ended
ran
up
up the
getting.
street.
Yeah, they ended up getting the first blood towards that B street. Had the entire B side open, nobody home, bombs going down, and 04 decided to make a risky play, which ultimately did not pan out. He ran up the ice cream street and got to that barrier in which he was engaged with a gunfight from one of the Heretics players. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been it was Metals. And he basically threw his life away. I think to 04 standards and the way we watched him play throughout the online league and at least the last couple of majors, I think he had an absolutely garbage tournament for him. And he probably, I mean, honestly, the lights could have got to him. So
You think the lights was in his
the
eyes?
lights could have
Chris?
got to him because
Oh,
he
Jesus.
played pretty poor. Real also had a kind of a poor has had a poor event, but he ultimately aided them and made the game-winning play at the end with that flank where he killed that guy in broken. And
Yeah.
I even called out, I was like, if they can get this guy broken clean, like they have a chance.
Well, I know Real was having a rough map 5, and just to have like the confidence to make a play like that
Yeah.
when you have a donut or you
Not shying away from it.
right, like just being able to make plays even when the map's not going your way. I think it says a lot about Real. I think it says a lot about him. And I agree with Ben. Even whether you like Real's gameplay right now or not, he's been a great addition to this roster, bro.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has
he's turned their
elevated
season around
yeah,
entirely.
he elevated this team so much and turned their season around without a doubt. So, I look forward to see Miami play tomorrow. We'll obviously get to their matchup tomorrow at the end of the show, but I
We should
don't
talk
know.
about Seattle. We should talk about what you do with this roster
yeah.
going forward.
Blow that shit
Blow
to
it up.
hell.
Blow it
Just
up.
to give you guys kind of a breakdown on everybody's contract situation, Abuza, surprisingly a free agent. I don't know if he negotiated a one-year deal or something,
Yeah.
but he may be entertaining some offers. Kyler's a free agent. We'll see if they bring him back. 04 and Brezzy are both on team options, so obviously Seattle want to bring them both back for EWC. We'll see, guys. What do you think they should do?
Well, I mean, let's start with the main piece, right? That's
We're keeping Abuza.
You're keeping
trying
Abuza.
to figure it out to how to get
yeah,
a
but other
contract
people
to
might,
make him
other
happy.
people might want him.
But I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
say
gotta
this.
offer
I'm
him
gonna say this
something.
again. Unless the Cobra is ass, and I don't really know about it, but that Cobra guy has been gross in challengers. He's still gross. He was a part of the original Wobobob's roster with Abuza and Brezzy, and I think Brezzy was pretty bad early on.
he's been
but he's been, I
decent.
feel like their second best player.
He's been
Close.
really, it's actually
Consistently,
pretty
yeah.
solid.
He's
this
been
tournament.
good, like maybe right there with 04, but 04 kind of played bad, and I think Hook stepped it
Yeah.
up this tournament, but Hook's been also
Tyler
kind of
had a good
inconsistent.
event.
I feel like Brezzy's actually been good for this team.
Yeah.
He's been better. He's been better for
so
sure.
like maybe you build upon that team and bring in Cobra. You get the 3 Wobobob's players. You know they had a lot of success in challengers, and then maybe see where they can find a fourth to fit through that roster. Because I honestly don't know what other direction they could go unless Abuza just attracts a lot of
I
people
think
to want to play with
I'm
him.
not going to lie to you guys. I think Abuza's gone. I think that
Yeah,
guy's going to
or
get
that,
offered
yeah. If
somewhere.
he's a free agent,
And
that too.
I don't think
That
that
too.
Seattle's going to give him enough to entice him to want to re-sign there.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm telling
That's
you,
also
bro,
fair.
I think
the
Abuza's
Gwyn
gone.
guys, man, it's still possible.
The Gwyn guy.
He's still trying to make that team, huh,
Gwyn's
Pat?
locked in, brother.
Bro,
Like he's
it
got a
doesn't
team
matter.
option.
Ghosty, Abuza, man, I wanted to do this from the get-go, Ben.
Yeah, Thieves fumbled, bro. They fumbled bad.
They
Yeah,
could
I
do it
think-
next year. Thieves could try and get
should.
Abuza and
I
maybe
think
bring him on with Dan,
Abuza
but
will probably get lost in roster mania at some point. And if he is gone, I do everything I can to keep 0-4. I think he's a really good building block. I think it is his first, champs. Maybe the lights got to him, maybe they didn't. But I think he's shown enough online and enough presence within the majors prior to champs to want to keep him. I think he's a solid player. He has less than 4 months in the fucking league or whatever.
he's got literally no
think,
time.
I think he has a lot to build on there. I'm a big fan of his game. Kyler, I'm still out on.
He's a replacement level player, bro. He's averaged
not.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like he gives you.
He had a
gives you-
good tournament,
gives you-
though. I'm not going to take that away from
He did.
Kyler.
He has his
I'm not
moments.
taking that away from
It's just
Kyler.
how he
Replacement level
plays.
player is insane.
I mean, but
takes him so long to get
that's
to
the
this
kind of
level where-
performance he gives you. Like,
I'm not saying
like,
you're wrong. I just think it's insane.
It's-
I think
insane 'cause-
Kyler and Abuza both played very well this event, and I think 0-4 and Brezzy left a little to be desired, specifically in respawn.
which is really tough considering the contract situations.
Yeah.
I always say the key for Seattle is like whatever team you're going to build in the offseason, they were a really good respawn team in Major 3, and I think it kind of helped carry them to good placing. But the tail off has been the lack of quality search play for this team. I think whatever team they build, they want to prioritize being good at S&D
why I
first.
think
I think
0-4
they
is
did
like a
that at
big
the beginning of
building
this
block for it.
year, and once Ender was gone, it kind of has been a little bit of a downhill slide in that game up for them slowly.
Wait,
So
you said the off season, but I don't remember if we ever figured it out. Can they make changes for EWC? Or
yeah,
no?
it's
Yeah,
from
they
what I
can.
heard, they can.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they could make an EWC team and then
And
make
then
a
make
Black
changes.
Ops 6 team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's like a weird like stand.
That's so weird. That's
So
so
just
weird.
to like set the pace on this roster mania thing for maybe people don't know. So basically after champ, so after Sunday, teams are gonna have 2 weeks to pick up players on a team option. But here's my thing is like especially if like top players or gonna have the team option picked and a player may move on to another team. Like I don't see the top 4 teams making any like crazy changes until after EWC. So this might be a really weird roster mania where some players like sign a short-term deal for EWC and then they're out again. So we'll keep posted.
It's tough though for these teams because again, challengers are going to be qualifying. There's going to be 4 challenger teams that qualify. So a lot of the people that these
would
teams
want.
might want are going to probably be already qualified. So
But can the
I don't really
challenger
know what they're gonna be
players
able to
like
do.
qualify and then,
leave
get-
their team?
yeah,
I don't
get on
think so.
another team?
That is unclear. I will say this: the EWC rules are like very vague. I think it's a first-year thing, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff they're gonna kind of figure out on the fly with these, and it kind of is gonna be unfortunate. So I think a lot of the rules are pretty loose.
But I think contracts can all be different, right? Depending on the player. Like some people might sign like a 7-day contract where they go to
Yeah.
Saudi and they're good, and some
I mean,
people might sign like a year contract. I don't know. Like it depends. I feel
Well,
like teams can
if
offer
I'm
different things
any
to
player,
to
I'm
different
not
players.
signing anything over.
100%.
I'm signing a 2-week deal because if I think a top 4 team's coming calling after
Exactly.
the event, like
I'm
what
not
am I
signing
doing
a
here?
also
single
for
deal
anybody
over
that does get picked up by these teams that are looking for players that might not have been in the league before or anything like that, if you do sign a 7-year or 7 year, sorry, 7
years.
days.
What are we,
Jesus Christ.
Chelsea?
Sorry,
Like,
if you
Paco
pull,
numbers.
if you get a 7-day and you pull up to EWC and you actually play well for that team, like you might
great
even
leverage.
you might get more offers in the future, or you
100%.
can sign a better deal. So
Bet on yourself.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited for EWC. I feel like, but there's just going to be so much on the line. I mean, we know that. What's the exact prize for first?
1.8. I don't know what the.
You know what it
breakdown-
is for first
I
place?
don't know what the breakdown is.
Pretty sure
I
even
thought it
last
was
place
like-
gets paid.
I thought it was like
Yeah,
800.
last
For
place gets paid
EWC,
like $5,000 each.
five grand just for
That's
showing
crazy.
up.
What's first
That's
place,
crazy.
Ben?
I think it's like 200K each.
800, yeah.
I think
Damn,
it's 800.
that's crazy.
Damn,
Either 800 or 600. I don't remember.
that's so much cash.
And also speaking about EWC challengers, top 4 from challengers this weekend will be going to EWC. So they're battling it out right now down there. I know.
Might see FaZe Black.
Yeah, FC Blacks, they're top 8. So they made it to bracket. They're top 8. All they got to do is get the top 4. So they got 2 big matches tomorrow. Hopefully the boys can pull through.
What's going to happen with the LAG players?
We don't know. We have
still
no
hard.
Well,
hope.
that
that's
rocket
all.
rumor
So
For
like,
2 of them.
you know, I had heard, obviously LG's not going. I think a couple of players have been linked to Minnesota. I think probably 2 or 3 of them will probably get picked up on pro teams short term for EWC is what I would assume. And then obviously if there's some challengers move up and some spots get filled behind, maybe they get on those squads.
That's
Yeah.
Trill and Connor, right? For the Minnesota
Yeah,
rumor?
that's the hot rumor.
What's the other 2?
No idea.
I haven't heard much
Oh,
about
okay.
Fame or Flames.
It might be Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you could see here
Let's
with
scroll down and find out why they're chalk.
yeah. Speaking of LAG, they just get
Great
completely
segue.
smoked here by Toronto Ultra. They get 3-0'd. We'll scroll down. Oh, Jesus
fucking
This shit was a formality, bro.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen,
Same as last
the
event.
Los Angeles Guerrillas get absolutely pooped on today. You can see Toronto Ultra just too much for them. I think the only map that I thought LG could have took was the S&D. But other than that, I mean,
S&D was.
Toronto was scamming in the S&D,
They were
bro.
scamming bad.
yeah, they were scamming.
They lost
They were
4
Bro.
straight post plants
Bro,
on
that's
that
insane,
6-star
but-
search.
But
Yeah.
LAG, man, it's real. With all the work they've done, it's so tough that, like, if you count Sunday, the last event, and then 2 series they played here. They lost 12 straight maps in their season. Like, that is so fucking tragic.
I mean, they played OpTic in Toronto, so I mean, that's just the reality of their situation. I
Yeah.
think
They couldn't
if
win.
they
They
had
couldn't get
played
you
at
one, you
Seattle,
know?
Miami, and LAT, some of these series might have been close. But if you're playing OpTic Ultra, I can't really expect much more.
Who'd they knock out again? I can't remember. Was it Ravens or Vegas that
Oh,
LG
champs,
to get in?
Carolina,
Was
right?
Carolina the one that would have got in?
Yeah.
Do we
Carolina?
think?
Actually, Miami ended up, Carolina, because the Miami situation, that's how Miami got it.
Do we think one of those teams will put up a better performance?
No.
Against
Hell
OpTic
no.
or Ultra, no.
Hell no. Maybe they win a map.
Yeah, I don't think
Fucking
a
Matt,
series win.
maybe.
They might have,
I
they
don't know
won
about
some
that. I
maps.
feel like Ravens were pretty decent at land.
Ravens
and
are,
we're
Plays on
playing
the
against-
desk.
Ravens are inconsistent, bro.
Yeah, well,
They're
but they're
never-
not as inconsistent as LAG.
But LAG was more consistent in land. Look, the problem with LAG and why they were such a weird fucking team this year is they couldn't win shit online. They'd go to
with
events,
Ravens.
and they were more consistent than
Ravens and LAG are the
Carolina
same
and
fucking
Miami,
team.
for example.
They're the same fucking team.
It's like-
wait, hold on.
So
I
weird.
I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as LAG had that event, had that last event where they beat Toronto and ended up making that run, I will say Ravens was technically more consistent. They just got bracket fucked because of a product of an upset that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but also
If the bracket
Okay,
if
hold
the
on.
bracket was how it probably would have went with the top 4 teams normally beating who they beat, they probably would have qualified over LAG.
Yeah, but just
and
in
you can't deny that.
classic
so
Carolina-
yes, they had a better
Okay.
performance, and while that looks like a higher average in the stats, the raw stats, that was a fucking fluke.
Chris,
Does
they-
the YouTube
who
chat
was-
have the yapping emoji?
boys, Chris, who did they lose to in the first series and stage 4, which ended up being a big difference?
Bro, I'm
in
blacking
tiebreaker?
out, but I'm not.
LAG in
I
game
can't.
5.
I'm not gonna agree with
Carolina
you.
had listen. Carolina controlled.
Block it out. Just, I don't
no
even
matter
care,
what you
bro.
say,
Like,
I'm not
you're-
gonna agree
I'm
with
not-
you.
No matter what you say, I'm not
Whatever,
gonna agree with
That
you,
is
bro.
insane.
I don't,
LAG had a fluke event, bro.
I
I
don't,
think
I don't,
so.
I
That's
don't like
crazy.
this, I don't like this
Oh, man.
crybaby cheese, but Carolina had plenty of opportunities to
Oh,
capitalize.
I'm not saying they did, bro. I'm
this
an
year,
LAG
they didn't do it.
fan. I'm not.
Ben, you
I'm
can
not
say anything,
biased
I'm not
here.
agreeing.
Bro, it's just like I don't.
You
I
can
don't
be
like,
right. I'm not agreeing with you.
I
That's
bracket fuck.
insane.
Yeah, they were a
Oh
3 and 4
my
team, the
God,
first 3 and 4 team. Not
They
to
got
make
bracket,
winners
bro.
bracket.
They got
But they
bracket
also
fucked
should-
off a
They
fluke
also
win.
should beat LAG in that first fucking series in stage
Yeah, it
4. And they
doesn't
would have
matter,
been
bro.
How
fine.
are we
Still.
talking about last event?
Bro. I don't know why we're working that.
Because
Anyway,
the series sucked. There's
LAG
nothing to
got
talk
dog
about.
walked.
Yeah.
Like
They got fucking shit on.
I feel
LAG got
bad.
cooked.
I feel bad for the guys because the team's breaking up at this point. Who knows if KSC will be sticking in CDL? From my understanding, I don't know if that's the reason. I think there's other reasons why they're not going to EWC other than that, but it's a little bit unclear.
What
From
have
my
you heard?
understanding,
What's the rumor?
I don't want to say it on stream.
Why bring it up then, Ben? You do this shit.
Honestly,
every
I just
episode, bro.
hope this is
a
the
rumor,
I don't want
final.
to take a big deal about it.
You can say the rumor.
What I had heard about
There we go.
about them and Saudi is I think they had some issues about going to Saudi Arabia, but I think that might be a Cronky thing. You know what I'm saying?
Cronky,
Okay.
bro. Like
Might be a
how-
Cronky Saudi Arabia thing going on there.
Okay.
I'm just hoping this
Yeah.
is the last event
Fair.
we see the LAG branding because it's clear like these guys obviously
Fuckers
want
are
out.
cursed.
They
Yeah.
don't give
These
a
Nah,
fuckers
fuck.
it's
are
cursed.
cursed.
It's cursed. You gotta
Yeah,
blow this
nah, blow
brand
this
up.
shit up, bro.
Like,
Gotta go.
We do gotta blow this shit up. And to be fair, it wasn't even like it
I
was
don't like it.
No, I do like the brand.
Oh,
But
Brand is
Jesus,
ass.
fuck,
It's
bro.
it's
The brand
been
is dirt
mismanaged.
shit.
I liked it coming in every 2 weeks, seeing it pop up. You know?
Yo, the brand
Yeah,
is
we know
dirt
you
shit,
finessed.
bro.
We know.
What?
Pat, you're gonna be like that meme of that guy at the fucking funeral. Like that's you and LAG fucking phone.
He's just like, where he's like crouched down, like peace
Yeah.
out.
There's no
smiling.
bad blood, man.
Everybody's
Holy
saying move on.
shit.
I mean, yeah, guys, listen.
Nah, this series is chalk, bro.
Toronto did
Wash.
come out and slam today. Just to speak on Toronto a little bit. Talk about Kleenex real quick. Did he switch to? Lamar was saying that he switched
to
to
dive.
hybrid, where he's diving now and he keeps diving and dying. If you guys were players, did you guys ever switch settings
Yeah.
before a big tournament?
Fuck no.
Not before a big tournament.
I watched Slasher switch settings in losers finals of
He
COD
changed
Champs
sensitivity,
BO4,
right?
bro.
Didn't he
Changed his
change the sense?
sensitivity.
I
Couldn't believe
actually
that
changed
shit.
my sense in a tournament I won.
Couldn't believe that
I
shit.
still miss the old days, bro. You load up, sensitivity, inverted or not, and that's it.
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
That's
I forgot
tactical
you
work.
played inverted. I forgot
30,000
you played
fucking
inverted,
settings.
bro.
Now you got to take a video on your
Now,
phone.
yeah, now you
scrolling
got
through
4
that shit.
pages to
Yeah.
tab through and just
Bro,
scroll.
Playing
so many-
inverted,
so many
playing inverted
sub-options.
is insane.
Listen, I think Toronto played great
20
today
splits,
in the
2 world
respawns.
chips.
Yep, one at a time, one at a time.
The search was fucking trolly, so hopefully they go back and clean that up. But yeah, Toronto's gonna have an interesting matchup tomorrow. Either them or FaZe is in the blow-up bowl in that one, so we'll see.
They need everyone on this team to play well tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's none of this like 2-2 bullshit Minnesota Rocker crap. They need all 4 of these players to show
I
up.
think
and
whatever
play
team
tomorrow.
loses a series tomorrow between Toronto, Ultra, and FaZe makes a roster change in the offseason, or tries to.
I think anyone that doesn't win
Yeah.
champs is making a roster
Yeah,
change.
I think we're
Really?
gonna.
Anyone that doesn't
yeah.
win champs?
I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's gonna stick.
I think a
Latino
top
wins.
6 is a roster change.
The top
one of
6
these.
is
I
like
agree, Ben.
guaranteed
Wait,
roster
I
change.
think the winning team is the only team that will sit
There's
together.
nobody like-
I think
Really?
everybody else will break up. Yep.
I think the whole top 4 is shifting except
I
the
don't think
winner.
so. I think
I just don't really know if there's that much movement that can be had there.
Let me
Dude,
rephrase. Let me,
FaZe is not breaking up.
let me
even if they
rephrase
don't win,
this.
I feel.
I think
I don't know,
that
top 6 at Champs, bro?
everybody who it doesn't win
That's a
is definitely
bomb
going to
out.
explore. Like I
They're
think
like
everybody.
guaranteed
That's a
top 2,
bomb
though.
out, bro.
I think everybody is going to think about it who doesn't win. Like there are past years where it's like, oh, this team got second and third. Like there's no better option. They should stick. This year, I'm like, it's going to depend on team options and a bunch of other stuff at EWC. It's a bit more of an unclean market, but I realistically think anyone who doesn't win champs may make at least a one-person change.
I don't necessarily agree with not winning champs. I agree. I think just getting top 6 for the standard of which the whole year has called top 4, top 4, top 4. If one of these guys bomb out, especially FaZe with how they should have won multiple tournaments this year, I think that they could potentially look at a change here. I think Toronto should.
But what if they
change.
get
We'll get to
6?
FaZe in a
What if
bit,
they get
'cause
6 and then
I
go
agree
win
with you.
EWC though?
Yeah, that could- yeah.
If we're gonna talk roster changes tomorrow, because I'm assuming if like one of these teams loses, we will talk about roster changes and like their team and their
One,
dynamic and
everybody
stuff
is
like
losing
that.
but 2 people tomorrow.
Well, no, but I'm saying like the. Oh yeah, true. You're right.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
is-
everybody-
everybody's
goes-
going to be out. So
Well, yeah. Point is, like when we talk about roster changes for some of these teams,
Oh,
inevitably,
we never hold back on the Saturday show.
If FaZe actually don't make it to grand finals, I might have some interesting takes tomorrow to say about this.
I think we're all probably going to cook
There
those.
are,
that,
yeah.
that
We'll get
I
to them in
will
a bit.
save because there's some conversations that need to be had that I don't think
I'll
we
start.
I don't think we will have or we would have had. What?
I would love to start tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
if we get there.
It is crazy too that tomorrow it comes down to what?
You
two
might be
two
thinking what
teams,
I
right?
know.
Yeah,
I
just
know,
over
I'm
this
thinking
grand
what you're
finals.
thinking.
So is it 5 matches tomorrow?
Yeah.
5
match show. Well, let's move on to Thieves OpTic.
Well, real quick, I wanted.
fuck.
Bro,
Okay.
Jamie had 6K damage this series.
Yeah, you
His
got
kids
backpacks.
did for sure.
He
But like
was-
they weren't in danger. It's to be fair though, like the way he played, especially like how the control and the hardpoint played out, like he was just soaking. They were kind of comfortably winning both those respawns. So I would never think that one.
Fucking hell, dude.
All right, let's move on to the next series of the day. This one was
Fucking
a
hell.
banger. This venue was erupting. It is the
These are my
home
boys.
team, OpTic, Texas, going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. This one ended in a 3-2 victory for OpTic, Texas. LA Thieves go up 2-0 in the series, but it is OpTic, Texas who get the reverse sweep here at Call of Duty Champs. We'll scroll down and take. Oh, Jesus, let's get the fuck out. Oh, shit, that's not good there. That is a red carpet for the Los Angeles Thieves. And on the other side, Pred and Shotzi, man. I mean, we were talking about them the whole time during the watch party. These guys were willing
They
their
had a
team.
crazy series.
They were
They've had a
willing
good
their team to
tournament,
victory
bro.
today.
But this series was how yesterday was too. Granted,
Yeah.
I think the KDs aren't as
The
as
OpTic
severe.
superstar showed up.
But bro, the sub duo for OpTic is
OpTic
fucking
superstar?
this weekend.
Pat, if
one?
you think Shotzi's still not a superstar at this point, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I mean, it's versus the Thieves, though. Like, they're good, but they're not, they're not great.
I mean, even against top teams, though, Shotzi's performed this year. He's been consistent this year. Like, he's been that guy for them. And I think the biggest question mark was AG. Like, the damage that he's putting down, that's probably been the one critique, right? Coming in and seeing that the stage that they just had, a lot of people
It's
had
so
a lot to say.
insane how he's just running.
His
It's
play
so
style.
evident, bro.
And you could
when
see it.
He's just running people down when
Yeah.
he's confident. It's
You can
fucking hilarious.
you can see the difference to when he's just laying down playing credits and not moving compared to when he's just playing so confident and challenging everything. And bro, even in the last SD, he started off so slow and everybody was cooking him. I was like, bro, I don't think people understand. Like, he was a big reason why they won like a lot those 2 maps going into that map 5. AG was really, really good for these guys today.
I said it during the watch party. I'm like, if they lose this series, people are going to blame Pred, even though this guy was literally God for like the last like
every map
for
this
the
series.
for all of the maps that they even the ones they lost. Like,
Yeah. Pat, what did you think of the series, Pat?
I mean, I mean, a reverse sweep's always tippable, but this could have been easily lost, Tom. And we would have had a very different day, different tournament.
Wait, easily lost by who? By OpTic?
Yeah, by OpTic, they were down 2-0. Like,
I mean, the problem is, and Sam knows this, is like
Thieves got
LA
no
Thieves
ice,
have not
bro.
been good at the game 3 closeout when they go up 2-0.
should have had the win, guys.
And then what happens is they lose map 4 because now they have no fucking momentum.
Now
And
they're
yeah-
slipping.
And game 5 was a little bit back and forth, but I think Thieves started to kind of lose control of that one.
How
like
did
fourth,
Karachi
fifth
Control
round.
get in, though?
That's what I was actually going to mention. I think
Vetoed
they
high rise, right?
wait. Who? What did they veto?
I think they vetoed high rise.
Why not
Or
play
no,
the
OpTic
other
vetoed
one?
high rise.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't want to play them on Invasion Control, and I know OpTic is also one of those like good
They're very good at it.
teams on Invasion. However, bro, I'm sorry, mismatch, brother, sub mismatch. You are not. Why are you playing OpTic on Karachi? You first of all, you barely play it.
They got the rep on it yesterday too.
They barely fucking play it. They got a rep on it. OpTic actually plays the fucking map. Like, seeing that map in the series, I was
Like
genuinely
you won an
confused.
invasion yesterday against Toronto.
And they just got sub-gapped. Like, they didn't even stand a chance. It was a 3-0. I don't know what. I think they probably, if they like rematch for whatever reason, or like they're gonna go back and watch this or series, and they're probably gonna be wondering why the fuck do we play this map too. So
I just think this Thieves team, like, bro, the way that they play, I love Joe to Thieves because he be challenging the craziest shit and getting 2 pieces out of nowhere, but then he throws his life away. These are just so inconsistent, and it comes in and bites some ass in this series. And I think they've gotten away with winning so many Game 5s this season, but like, you get against a good team in the Game 5 in their home venue, like, your chances of winning the series are
they're
always
the
gonna be
youngest
tough.
team in the league, though. Like,
100%,
honestly,
100%.
I got to give them credit, and obviously, I feel like Kremp, Joe, and Nasty have all kind of found their place on this team. Granted, they aren't like a winning team. I feel like Kremp has started to play a lot better, even though he threw up some fucking stinkers. But overall, mostly the last couple of the last major in the online stages, all that stuff, he's been playing better. So I'll give him that. Yeah. I think Joe's actually like showing his worth on this team. I like the way he plays, even though he doesn't put up flashy stats. I feel like with more time he'll be like a good like Kismet's potential in terms of like his aggression and stuff like that. Yeah. And then Dan, I mean, you can't say anything more about Dan. Dan's literally the fucking hard carry most of the time. So positive stuff on the Thieves side. I'm gonna pick them tomorrow to win their series and in the lower bracket, but
they do have a problem though closing games,
bro. Thieves
has a serious problem.
They got no dog. It's insane the amount of favorable positions they have been in the whole fucking season. Yeah. And the fact that go back all the way to Major 1, dude, when they had that Miami series dragged out to that terminal surge and Dan popped like a 19-20K damage for the record at that time in the season. Like, it's been a thing the whole year. LAT, our early series, they're dominant, bro. Up 2-0, up 2-1, whatever, but it always slips every time. And when that Game 5 isn't there, shit like this happens.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It just seems like so many times this year where they look so promising and they look great, they just don't come out and win the series. They just throw it away. And I don't know what the main cause of it is, but I definitely think sometimes they're just the way that they play. Kind of reminds me of Seattle a little bit, to be honest. Just like kind of they're all over the map sometimes. They're not really using their heads. Yeah, they're just like over-challenging and just doing dumb shit, honestly. Just over-challenging, and sometimes they just lose their heads. They just got to focus up and lock in when it comes to like those final moments of the match. But anybody else got any thoughts on OpTic LATs? I thought OpTic looked good today. I thought they looked good,
bro. From OpTic,
I still go ahead, Tim.
I was gonna say I don't know how accurate this is.
Was scary,
I believe everyone other than OpTic in the CDL this year has no one has more than 1 reverse sweep, and OpTic now has 4.
That's crazy.
I believe is the stat.
That is crazy.
After the series.
Which is
fucking insane.
So they have ice, but how the fuck are they going down 0-2 so much?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's like the biggest concern is that they were down 0-2 in this series. It was a close one, but the last 3 maps, they looked really good.
You
they
pulled the
looked
vetoes really quick.
Bro,
These
guys are feeding off the
fuck
crowd.
did High-Res S&D end up in this series?
These guys are feeding.
These been 6-star and OpTic been a Rio S&D against
after they got
Thieves
6-0'd.
after they got 6-0'd.
Yeah, questionable veto.
I don't understand this OpTic fascination with High-Rise because the way that they play
familiarity
is not like structured enough where they like, and that's exactly why they blow so many 4v3s on that map. It's exactly why they lost it today. Like they just don't have good team search on that map.
It's
and
a Shotzi Pokemon ball on High-Rise, bro. That's at least what it seems
doesn't
like.
fucking work, Tom, because they barely win this map. And I think if you left Rio, it's possible Thieves don't pick it.
Yeah,
they just got 6-0'd. Thieves are not chomping at the bit to play Rio again.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. Like, I just thought that was a questionable veto decision on OpTic, and one they've been trying to get High-Rise in the pool all year, and they haven't been able to do it. But I got to tip the OpTic guys for the big comeback and a nice up on a Karachi Game 5, which has been Karachi's not been one of their best maps the last month and a half, and to finally get a Game 5 in their on the board after they haven't won one since the middle of May. These OpTic guys are feeling good going into winners finals. I think they got a real chance to win today.
Well, I think sometimes when you have matches like that where it's like you're down 0-2 and you clutch up and you ice up, like you can ride off that energy. That's a tournament catalyst for sure. Yeah. Like it's series like this that win you tournaments. Like you start catching fire, you clutch up, and you feel like you just can't be beaten at that point.
I know Thieves beat Ultra, and I'm not trying to take that away from them, but it also helps OpTic that they're kind of like playing lower competition where they beat LAG and LAD so far. Like they're playing both LA teams, which at least by the whole year standards have not been as good as like let's say Ultra, who they would have played.
Wait, they're top 3 and they play.
So honestly for them it's just good that they're getting these series, they're winning them. They're getting some confidence under the belt because when they do inevitably play like a team like Ultra, FaZe, New York, blah blah blah, like they're gonna at very least know that they can win searches. They're gonna have confidence, so they're not gonna like. if they go into the series against when they go into the series against New York tomorrow, there's not going to be a question: are they going to play with confidence? Not only do they have the backing of the fans, but they've played these series and they've just reverse swept. So they're going to play with all the confidence and the composure in the world. So
The fans are carrying.
The fans were so loud.
expect the best version of this team that you can get up until the end of the year. Besides their major.
cooked.
This whole venue was packed with people, and I think just having that center stage and everything's just kind of like surrounding it, it just makes it louder. Like when it's set up like this,
And how
it's
the
just
fuck they go down 2-0?
I don't know, but I mean the crowd was still cheering for them even when they were down 0-2. They were getting loud, and
They got off to good starts in their first 2 maps, and then
This shit
Yeah.
was a banger.
yeah, this tournament. I'll say it again. I think Corey over at OpTic set the bar for venues. I think this venue is sick. Having the center stage where teams are facing each other, just the shit talking, just. It's so animated, and I just feel like it's so easy too for players to interact with the crowd, like walk around the stage and talk to people. It's like
I don't want to
cool,
go
man.
back. I don't want to go back to a normal stage.
Neither do
well,
I.
hold on. Can I say one thing? There's been a lot of people behind the scenes crybaby cheesing about OpTic hosting champs. And my response to that is, look who hosts the World Cup every year. Like, someone does get advantage in these big events, and these franchises that have been complaining behind the scenes about it, go fucking bid next year and try and host COD champs.
But what's the? Why are people bitching exactly?
Because they're
What's
claiming,
the advantage?
that then OpTic's getting a home crowd.
They
They're going to get a home. They get a home crowd every
Yeah,
time.
that's what I was
And
gonna say.
I find that argument so dumb, bro. That's why I'm tweaking
every
about it,
event is
because
an
I think
OpTic
it's
event.
stupid.
Right, obviously OpTic has the biggest fan base, so that
But they complained to the league about it.
But it doesn't matter where we are. It
insane.
doesn't matter where we are.
I just think the problem is this event could have been put on a CDL event in Allen, Texas.
And it would have been the
CDL.
same
It would-
shit.
Yeah, but that's what should happen. Like, we know it's going to be the same thing, and in my opinion, that's just what should happen.
Yeah.
It just shouldn't be an OpTic event. It
Bro,
should
put COD in place where people are going to come and attend. This event, I think, is going to be even more like packed on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, this shit's gonna be.
Shout out
It's
to
gonna be
OpTic
great.
for
Is
go
the
on.
venue sizing, like amount of people that could be in here, is this smaller than our normal events?
Well,
Yeah, I think so.
so
This shit
no.
looks massive.
Actually, I don't know.
No way,
So,
this is smaller than normal events. This
event
shit's
sizes
huge.
are a little bit weird. So Thomas and Max Center last year for champs was like a very big building, and
Yeah.
they curtained off a lot of it. I think that this building, I have to check. I don't know if this building or if Toronto has more seats, but this building feels louder because the roof in that Toronto building is so high.
Yeah.
But there's more people here than there was at Miami. There's more people here than there was
Gotta
at
hear this
Boston.
place during an OpTic series, bro.
It's crazy.
It was nuts. It
unreal,
was sick
bro.
though. It was sick.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah,
The
we were
fans
getting
came
reverse
out.
swept, it was fire.
Anyway, shout out to OpTic. They posted a great event. I mean, I wouldn't mind them alternating years of hosting champs and get someone else in. Atlanta, Toronto, New York, bro. You guys got good arenas. in your
Atlanta
city.
has
Get it
hosted
done.
an event ever.
Atlanta's got great arenas in their city.
This is fucking
Home
World
Bro,
War
they got
II.
Gateway Center. They got the Georgia Tech
The home
Arena.
series in 2019.
right?
Bro,
Yeah.
you do champs at OTE, bro. Like, let's get it done, man.
But let's move on to the last series of the day, and then we'll take a look at matches tomorrow. We have Atlanta FaZe going up against the New York Subliners. Winner moves on to the winners final, which was New York. They take it all the way down to a last map. We'll scroll down, take a look here at the stat sheet. Jesus.
I've never seen shit like this, bro.
I've never
That's
seen
insane.
anything like this. I
That's
do.
insane.
I do.
Neg 42
I do want to start. I do want to
bro.
start with this series.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, these are your boys, Tom.
These are my boys, but I want to give credit to New York, bro. Their hard point is insane, and that's what worried me going into the series. And I was kind of talking about this when we were back home in LA. But New York's hard point, even after Major 4, like, bro, it's gonna be really hard to take hard points off of them. And I think the key player right now is Paco. I mean, he had over 100 kills in this series. His consistency is insane, and the impact that he makes on the map is crazy, bro. Like,
He's the best hardpoint player.
Yeah, it's crazy.
sure.
It's like if all FaZe needs to do is take a hard point from these guys, and
then
they go on to win the series. They go on to win the series here, but they can't do it. These New York cats are, and when you watch them play, Paco and even Kismet. I mean, I know Kismet's got shit on here, but they're just always beating people to spots. They're always a step ahead when it comes to like the routes or rotating or getting pushed up and playing a creddy spot or getting kills and progressing up the map. Like New York just always seems like they're a step ahead in the decision
Because
making.
FaZe don't match their this series annoyed the fuck out of me, especially the Karachi hardpoint. Like, it's so weird to me that phases don't match the pace in New York. Like, I watch them try to break P2s, and they're not pushing mid lane. They're trying to go all the way around. They're trying to set these intricate baits, these intricate breaks, and they just don't play with any pace against New York in hardpoint. They play with pace against them in control. I don't quite get it. And look, you played Invasion S&D Game 5 against New York a million times this year. It's been split. Obviously, there's a chance you're going to win. There's a chance New York's going to win, and you don't clutch up. But I just don't understand the hardpoint philosophy for FaZe right now. It's very odd to me.
I think it's more New York. I think it's more on New York. Just they're
New York's grasping
so
the game.
good.
They've mastered hardpoint. at
Yeah,
this
they
point.
mastered it.
Yeah.
And they did the same shit last year, where they mastered the respawn game modes. And listen, bro, this team is gonna be really tough to beat. Sam, I know you talked about New York going on to win this event. Like the way that they play hardpoint, bro, they're gonna be tough,
They have
man.
one, I believe, one hardpoint loss, which was to Seattle and Vista, and I think they've won 15 of their last 16 or something. Like they're literally dominant.
The
in the
last
game mode.
milestone for them is beating OpTic on LAN, which
They
have
just
not
won.
yet, so.
They just won 2 hard points with one of their teammates having a .6.
Yeah,
Like,
and I also want to
That's a
give credit
mastery.
just
That is
to
insane.
I want to give credit to New York's coaching staff as well, and just their team environment in general. Because not only last year but also this year, they definitely progress as the year goes on. You could tell they put in the work, they adapt, they learn from their mistakes. Like as the year goes on, you could just see the bar get higher and higher and higher and higher. Like these guys just build up. It's like they're charging up.
You want what's like so super typical about it is like, so in MW2, if you think about their team, they were good at the beginning, then they took a dip, and then they got back to form, right? But when you think about this year, is like they've been kind of mid, at least to their standards. They've been mid the entire year and then got good at the end. Like to do that is a lot harder than being good, being shit, and then coming back up to being good. When you are just shit, like not shit, but when you're just not that good and then elevate, that's so much harder to do because you don't already have that framework, right? You're starting from like a bottom point and then you're trying to build up. While like last year, you know, it felt a lot more natural. This one, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I honestly did not expect this New York team to improve to this level of gameplay. In my opinion, I always thought like, oh, this year's over. I was pretty much like, oh, Kismet. He's just not that good at this game, and I mean, Cranny had bad series here.
He's still not.
He's had his series.
He's had his series. He's had his series for
still,
sure.
it's super typical from all of them. I'm gonna praise Dante. I'll say it again. A lot of people were hard on him because everyone's
he's
like,
been
The
great.
plays
they
he
can't
was
fucking
making
win
was
with
insane.
Dante.
And the
plays
Freestyle,
he
blah
was
blah
making
blah
The
was
blah
great.
blah.
two-piece he got last round was
The
fucking
2-piece in the round
insane.
before last round too was gross.
Insane, bro. Dante was
fresh
frying.
this
And
week.
he
When it
had
comes
some-
down to it, bro, you got to put respect on that Seattle duo, bro. Pred's been doing it for OpTic. Granted, he's had, you know, his criticisms, and Sib's been doing it for this fucking team this whole time, bro. People are just too blind to see because of their past results, and they just kind of they put it all on him because he was the clear like outlier. He was the difference.
You click Matt Vito's Tom real
But
quick,
he's been good the entire year.
What do you want to see here, Ben?
bro. I want to know what FaZe banned because the Invasion S&D picks from FaZe are so odd because they haven't really won that map consistently since Major 2, and yet they like keep playing it. I don't
The
quite
plays
get,
that Dante made in this
I
last
don't
round
quite,
was fucking
I
disgusting.
don't quite get it, to be
Bro,
honest, because they look really
I wish
poor
they
on
didn't
offense.
switch off his POV for the shot, bro. I
Yeah.
can't believe, I thought Simp killed him for free, and I looked at the kill feed and I was like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it looked like Dante died, right? It looked like he died,
when
but
they
the
switched
kid,
off his POV, I was like, oh, he just got the trade.
here it is
whatever.
right here.
Bro,
So
this
right
is-
here, he hits him with a step back. He just shreds him.
slams him.
He shot him through the wall. He's jumped on that counter and shot over the roof
Wait,
of
they
the
showed
building.
it in the replay. It's sticking on his POV.
Yeah. They stuck to his
Bro, that
POV.
two-piece was
He literally
gross.
shot through the wall, like up there on the little top of the window.
He did the same thing the round before. He got a gross 2-piece on the B tank as well.
Yeah.
But, I mean, definitely Dante's stepping up for this team, but I mean, it's just what Chris said, bro. They've been mid to their standards, which are winning tournaments the whole season. And then this last month, bro, they have literally mastered hardpoint in Modern Warfare 3. They have. If you're not going to beat this team on 1 or 4, you're already down 2-0 at that point in the series.
Yeah.
Like, these teams need to win a hardpoint against New York, and right now, no one's doing it.
Yeah, I think New York's got an interesting match with OpTic tomorrow. They look like they can split searches. We know OpTic's S&D issues from the last split. I think New York's got a very good chance to make the grand finals. For FaZe, listen, tomorrow might be the last day of the trio. I think if they lose to Toronto, it's blood up time for this team. I really do.
If FaZe get top 6, the trio might be.
I think
coming to
the
it.
only person that is undroppable by the trio is Simp. I would not drop Zach. Zach has played very good down the stretch here. I think it's
Zach's
Simp, C, and Tyler.
I'm glad.
step
I'm
it up.
glad you said it before we did.
I've been
I'm not
saying
sure.
I mean,
on stream
listen,
for literally
no,
weeks, brother.
No,
I've been getting cooked for it.
Yeah, because I mean,
And
I
I've been
didn't
getting cooked for it, but I honestly believe it,
I
bro.
said it
Like,
on stream as well.
just-
Okay.
Yeah, I
so-
also
okay,
said it on
good.
stream.
Sometimes, like, when you just team together for just so long, that magic just runs out. There's just too much built up. Just shit going on, they can't fight through it.
The only problem is like actually dropping one of these guys has got to be like the hardest pill to swallow.
You're instantly making another team better.
Yeah, you're exactly.
Sell on Toronto.
Exactly.
GG.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or BZ, either of them.
Bro,
like,
you could drop any of these people, and if you see a BZ on Toronto, you see Celium on Toronto, you see a BZ on fucking OpTic, you're just like, yeah, fuck me, right?
yeah.
The thing
have to
about
be
it
very
too
careful.
is I do think if they do get top 6 here, I do think that they should make a change. But the situation is weird because the grass isn't always greener. and if I'm a player on this team, in my head, I'm like, we're guaranteed grand finals at this point. Almost, without, averaging a grand final, and we've just been choking it. Like, I would rather be there on Sunday playing in that series every day of the week than fighting to get there at every tournament.
That's the thing. It's just going to be
like if we choke them, we're there.
There's also the copium that they could all have if like this roster doesn't work. Is that they're going to a not Cold War. They're going to a Treyarch game,
title, yeah.
And we haven't seen them play a Treyarch game since Cold War. And in that type of game, they were fucking all godlike. So
I'll say this.
They could stick together, really. They could stick together.
It's just fun, like, to talk about the rosters, and I feel like at least, like, from what we've seen before, if we didn't have this criticism about, like, or we've had this criticism about other teams that have these lackluster, champs performances, so it's only fair we talk about it with a team like this if they bomb out again.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to call it how you see it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think when it comes to these FaZe guys, like, even they would probably tell you, like, the results that they're getting is just. They're not happy with them. Yeah, it's unacceptable, and they're not happy with them. Especially with knowing some of their scrim records and just knowing how they be playing online. Like, bro,
they progress well as a team, and they're very, to your point, Sam, like, they are very consistent in the way that they play. They just don't volley well. But at the end of the day, like, not converting this to event wins, and you remove whatever the fuck happened with Alec and Vanguard, who still haven't converted finals at a good record in those remaining events. I just think they're going to have a big conversation after this. If they get top 6 or whatever and they don't win, about like what are we doing here, bro? And what is there too much built up bullshit? Is there someone that we can get off of one of these teams? New York's an interesting situation. Like, I don't know if Cloud9's going to come in and spend racks because they really haven't been doing that in other esports. They still have 2 people under contract. Kiz and Dante both are still contracted, but Paco's got a team option. They assume they picked that up, or are they going to try and renegotiate with him? There might be opportunities.
I'm extending Paco till that motherfucker dies.
But
I'm seeing that guy's 17-year contract.
I agree with you, Sam. But I just don't know what Cloud9's esports strategy is. They have passed up on big players recently and kind of retooled their.
What if they don't have the budget for Paco, Sam? What if Paco's getting crazy offers?
I don't think they would have made this move though if they were gonna like give up the
best players.
The best player. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why would
I would hope they're not, but that's an unanswered question. I'm saying, like, I don't think they've come out and said like their position on it.
Who's Paco's agent? Is this Steve?
No, he's represented by the same person that represents Zywo. It's some French agency.
Interesting. Well, that agent needs to go crazy, bro.
Yeah.
He's got a good one there. I feel like he can make some moves there.
Paco's got
loses that series tomorrow, FaZe or Toronto, man.
I definitely want to take a look at some of these series tomorrow because holy shit, do we have a day tomorrow? I mean, we have Atlanta FaZe versus Toronto. Loser goes home. This is a losers bracket match here at Call of Duty Champs. So either FaZe or Toronto are getting eliminated first thing tomorrow, first match of the day. Then we have LA Thieves versus Miami. I personally favor LA Thieves through that one just because I think they looked better overall with Miami. Miami was making me lose composure today, bro. The amount of times, bro, they keep getting kills and then they sit there and they fucking jerk off and they don't do nothing with them. Bro, the amount of times they get 3 or 4 dead and they don't push out the cut and take that map control, bro, I was losing count today. I was actually raging watching them play. I hope they see it when they go back tonight and rewatch some of the VOD. And then we have OpTic Texas going up against New York Subliners. That's obviously going to be a banger match. Winner will be going to the grand final here at COD Champs. So, I mean, that is just a massive map. And I think this is the one event where going through winners, I don't see it as too much of a disadvantage.
Yeah, because you get a whole reset.
Because you get a whole reset. Everybody goes to bed at night. Everybody wakes up.
Everyone gets the same chance to think about vetoes and all types of shit.
Nobody's going through a loser's bracket fucking gauntlet where they're just completely warmed up by the time they get to the finals.
You don't say they get no advantage, though, either way.
I like that, bro. It's a clean slate.
But
the best team will win on the day.
Right, and there was always an argument where, like, the team coming from losers might have the advantage because they've been playing all day and they've been playing all these matches. Yeah, like,
they definitely have.
So it's, like, very frustrating. I kind of like that it's only one match on Sunday. So that'll be interesting. Have we ever had just one match on a Sunday? We have, right? That's happened.
It happens every year.
Yeah, we did it.
Scrappy Dude got
what?
I don't know. I couldn't remember. Bro.
Technically, we get 2 matches because we have Challengers Champs and we got.
Yeah. Oh no, they did do that last year. I don't know. I didn't fucking remember, bro. You don't gotta be an asshole, but you don't gotta be an asshole.
No, I need you to lock in.
Yeah, and I'm locked. You don't think I've been locked this whole time? I'm doing a lot over here, Benjay. Maybe a little bit of credit would be nice.
I try to do more, and you don't want me to touch some valves and some bullshit. Like, go fuck yourself, bitch.
Yeah, it's a good one. Let's move on. Let's give our predictions. We got Atlanta FaZe versus Toronto. I'm gonna go Atlanta FaZe. I think Atlanta FaZe is a better team. I don't think Toronto has been looking as like themselves. I still see some weakness in their gameplay sometimes. And,
Agreed.
I don't know. I favor Atlanta FaZe, especially after a big loss today. I think FaZe and New York look like the two top teams right now. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the grand final again. So I'm going Atlanta FaZe over Toronto in this one. I'll say 3-1, maybe 3-2, maybe a last map. But Ben, who do you got?
I got Toronto game 5. I think FaZe is done.
Ooh,
I don't.
Ben J thinks FaZe is done.
In my mind, it doesn't seem like they have the ability to close in meaningful ways against big teams right now, and I just don't see them do against Toronto. Even though I think they are playing better than Toronto
Is Scrappy
right now.
curse in effect tomorrow?
They haven't beat them on land
Wow,
yet.
that
so.
walkout is about to be. Well, actually, they're doing separate walkouts, I think now. So
Well, no, they won't.
Draza versus Scrappy. It's time.
It'll be super toxic.
Do
It's
I,
gonna be
do I
incredible.
flip-flop? I said FaZe would win earlier, but I don't know. Ben's got me all thinking about
I'm
it
trying
now.
to
I
mind
don't
game on the
know,
predictions,
dude.
bro.
Is Ben mind game it? Nah,
What do you-
I'll stick with FaZe. I'll stick with FaZe.
You go with FaZe?
I'll
Sam?
stick with FaZe.
What about you, Chris?
I think they look better.
I am going to go with Ultra from the sheer like point that I kind of just, again, we were talking about potential roster changes.
You just
I
want
to
to
see
blow
a
the
world.
fuck up.
I want to see a world where this team
You
finally
just wanted to blow it the fuck
blows
up.
up the trio somehow. And I think that if they do lose here, that will be one of the only ways we will see this happen. So it's now or
I'm
never.
down for see the
Let's
world
see it. Let's
burn,
see.
dude.
Let's see it
I'm
happen.
down.
But yeah, I got Toronto. Toronto does have like a winning record against FaZe on land, I think, as well.
Yeah, they,
so
they have
if you want to use
slam them.
yeah, if you want to use some stats to back up the allegation, then there it is.
What about you, Pat?
Played on land in a while
Ultra.
though.
I
Ultra?
haven't wavered. They're winning it all.
I figured you were going to say Ultra, Pat.
Okay.
You haven't winning the whole thing still, Pat. You haven't winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got LA Thieves going up against Miami.
LT 3-0.
Yeah, I got LA
Wait.
Thieves. I got LA Thieves.
Miami 3-0.
You're jujuing
Yeah,
it.
Sam's trying to do.
I picked them to win today for the first time in fucking how long?
Sam is,
and they
Sam
got
is
reverse
pulling
swept,
LE bro. He's pulling
Miami
LE
Heretics 3-0 DoorDash.
I'm going to go with LA Thieves here. I'm going to go LA Thieves. I think when you look at LA Thieves, they've shown that they've definitely elevated their gameplay and that they're here to play.
They're just the better hardpoint team.
Yeah, Miami just, man, they get wins, but they just, some of the things they do on the map, I'm so confused. Like looking at the mini map, sometimes I feel like they're a little lost. And I mean, hey, I was just saying about about LATs, how they can't close out series. So, I mean, this could go either way, to be honest with you, in my opinion. So I'm going to go LATs 3-2, but I wouldn't be surprised if Miami maybe get a NYSL here or squeak out a win somehow and take advantage here. But what do you think, Pat? We'll start with you. We'll go down.
Thieves.
You got Thieves too?
Yeah, 3-1.
Okay, Thieves 3-1 from Pat. What about you, Sam? You got one Miami. Chris, who you?
I got Thieves.
All right, and Ben?
I think what these teams played recently in Major 4. I think Thieves beat them. I got
Thieves won,
Thieves
yeah.
3-1.
So we all got Thieves.
And then we got OpTic,
Wait, what?
Texas going up
We all got Thieves.
against the New York Subliners. Listen, man, I'll say it again.
This shit ain't even a hard pick,
I
if I'm
think-
being honest.
I
Sorry,
think
OpTic fans.
I think New York looks insane right now. Their hard point looks crazy. I mean, if OpTic can catch fire and catch New York, I mean, I could definitely see OpTic taking a series. They're a great
They
team.
gotta
And
do some Major 3 shit.
and going back to what we were
They
saying
have to.
before, Sam, like I feel like that just reverse sweep from OpTic might be a catalyst series. Like that just might
Could
give
be.
them that confidence, give them that momentum where they come out and just fucking actually get the dub here against New York. But I just think New York's hard point's too strong. I think Paco's just looking way too good right now. I don't see New York losing this series personally, but I'm gonna go New York. I'm gonna go New York 3-2, 3-1.
Same.
I got OpTic.
You got OpTic? Why?
Yeah.
Ben's a
Fuck
contrarian
it.
today.
This
I
guy
like this.
picked
He said
Fuck
fuck
it.
it.
Fuck it.
OpTic to win.
That's
They
crazy.
could win. I mean, this
Ben's
could
a
go either way.
contrarian.
These are
I got
great
OpTic
teams.
game 5 fucking, I don't know, cheese.
I think
Fuck
OpTic
it.
has to do some Sunday Major 3 shit to win that series tomorrow, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, which they could. We've seen it
They
before.
could. Oh, they absolutely could, bro. This
Yeah.
crowd, they could fucking, they just ride the wave tomorrow.
Bro,
for
New
sure.
York just won a series against arguably one of the best, if not the best team in the world in terms of their consistency factor.
Mhm.
3v4.
They've been dog
They won.
walking
They
those
won it
fools.
3v4. So
Hey, shit on them last event, too.
yeah, I'm gonna go with New York because the fact that they won that series 3v4 just tells me all I need to know. Like, shit, bro, these guys are set to go back to back if they keep playing this way. It's actually kind of impressive
Yeah.
at this point.
That's what I got them.
I mean, but if that being said, like I think if you think about the matchup with OpTic can battle them again on control. And if OpTic are this improved in S&D, by the way, do not play high rise against New York. I know they've been iffy on that. Like,
Wait,
I think they have a chance, bro.
they are not this improved at search. BLAG.
be that
and
way
they
too.
beat Thieves, and they
I
lost
believe
one
That's a
of
pretty good
them.
search, though.
I
to be
I
fair.
believe.
We
I
gotta,
believe.
we gotta chill out, guys. It's
Sure.
3-0
I mean,
NY.
but they'll play New York. Even they play New York in Division S, and the OpTic are pretty good.
But
in Division S.
again,
Yeah.
That's Bruce's
regardless,
best map.
regardless if they did win searches, yeah, you can say that's an improvement because they haven't won in so long. Some of their struggles in search, at least from statistics, are still there. Like Pred literally had like a 0.6 or some shit in search. So
Listen, New York
Hey.
hasn't beaten them on land this year. That's all I'm
But
saying.
Kismet
That's-
also had a .6,
Oh, that is
right?
true.
yeah,
The
yeah,
juju-
yeah,
the juju
exactly.
is against
I'm
them,
just
that is
saying.
true.
I'm just saying. Like, hey,
Kismet didn't play well either.
Hold your
Tomorrow's
horses.
gonna be a good match.
Tomorrow's
That's
gonna be
that's
good.
gonna be a crazy matchup.
Yeah.
It really could go either way.
It
I
could.
just think New York's hard point is what's kind of leveling them out right now. And I was saying that before the event even started, and they're showing it again. Just kind of getting glimpses of last year, but I mean, anything can happen, right? So they could even Neslo the series and just win the control
yeah.
and
It's
win both
Hydra more,
SDs.
no matter what. It's Hydra more.
You got who do you got? You got New York.
Yeah.
More, no
You got
matter
New York?
what.
All right, so everybody got New York. You got
Yep.
except for you, you got OpTic.
Yeah.
Ben's a contrarian.
All
I love
right,
it.
we got some banger matches tomorrow. That's gonna be a
Let's
good
go.
day, man. Listen, man, experiencing COD champs here in the venue has been incredible. I know some of you guys hate the short shows, but we'll definitely run some shows when we get back. We also got the awards show with Breaking Point. So, you know, we'll definitely get back to it. But I hope you guys have all been enjoying all the content, whether it's the watch parties or the flanks. You guys have been absolutely incredible, bro. Just all the love that you guys have been showing has been awesome, man. So just thank you guys so much for supporting and being in here. I think no matter who wins, one thing we can all say is that this has been super entertaining, man. We're watching the best players in the world go at it, and this is anybody's tournament right now. We've seen all the top 4 teams win one event this year, so it's all coming down to this, and it's all shaping out how we thought it was. And I mean, these next 2 days are going to be crazy. I think it's going to be the energy in here is about to be nuts. So I'm so excited for Saturday and Sunday. But guys, thank you all so much. I love y'all. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites around, and go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job, as always, running socials over there. So make sure to go check out @theflank on Twitter. As always, take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man.
Peace.
Take it easy. I'm talking
Peace.
about.
W.